Good morning, everybody. All right, we are back. We are still talking about Charlie Kirk, and then there's some other things I want to talk about as well. But so President Trump ordered all American flags to be lowered to half staff until Sunday to honor Charlie Kirk. And evidently, there was a picture they found of him meeting with the president. Charlie Kirk, he says, a truly great American patriot. Um, There was something that popped up that I wanted to play, and I can't find it. But Charlie Kirk's body was flown back to I didn't know he was living in Arizona. I know I heard him say he was from Chicago. Let me see what this says. Okay, so JD Vance was with the body when it arrived in Arizona. Uh Charlie Kirk didn't seem concerned for safety. Let's listen to this. I don't know.
Selena Gomez is admitted.
There's no music. Charlie Kirk was loving every minute of his college campus tour, was in great spirits. They say he wasn't worried about security. I would have had security. Morning, Billy. How you doing? I would have had security. I'm not here to his views and things were totally opposite of mine. So we had everything seems like everything good for black people he was against. So I'm like some people. I don't know how some black people could be out here crying for him, but I'm not gonna celebrate anyone's death. But to each his own. To each his own. I'm looking for something, guys. Sorry, and I
You
can't
wouldn't
find it.
send. Oh,
I can't find it. One second, everybody. So that's the president there with Charlie. And then, of course, the FBI released images of the person of interest in Charlie Kirk's shooting. We're asking for the public's help identifying this person of interest in connection with the fatal. I don't know how this man has been able to evade being arrested. I mean, I don't get it. How has he not been arrested? You know what I'm saying? How do you just disappear? How do you shoot and kill someone and disappear into thin air? Let me cut my car back on because I think it's gonna get hot. Let me cut my car back on. Violence and threats are never okay. Mm-mm. Fueling people, telling them to put hands and feet on Dr. Umar, posting his address, calling him a predator with no proof of him committing any crimes, constantly saying that he abused his mother after law enforcement and protective agencies saw no proof of that. This is fueling people and putting a target on his head. Yep, this is on Instagram, a channel by the name of Miss Queen. She's right. That's what these people are doing that to Dr. Umar as well. Absolutely. 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 Freaking lutely. You gotta stop it. You must stop. What does this say? When blacks wanted to carry guns in the 60s to protect themselves from the violence, the NRA uh, supported Ronald Reagan signing the 1967 Mulford Act that restricted people from carrying guns. So Charlie Kirk, guys. So Darius Cooks is not mincing words when it comes to Charlie Kirk. Okay, Darius Cook, he's not.
a lot of people are going to be saying Happy Juneteenth. It should not be a federal holiday, and I'm on my way to work. Have a good day. Okay, everybody. A lot of people are going to be saying Happy Juneteenth. It should not be a federal holiday, and I'm on my way to work.
So I had never heard Charlie Kirk say this. This is on Darius Cook's channel. And then Darius goes on to say, is this who y'all want me to mourn? Gun violence is stupid, but this rhetoric, I wish I would shed one tear or give one thought towards someone this vile and disgusting. This is the same man who called my people lazy, defended white supremacists, and downplayed our pain every chance he got. I love Juneteenth, me personally. I love the holidays. I don't work on Juneteenth. I make sure I take off because not all jobs celebrate it, you know. Y'all can light a candle if you want to. I'm saving mine for someone who fought for justice, not division. These are the words of celebrity chef Darius Cooks. He says, if we're being real, his legacy is the very hate that fuels the same violence we're supposed to be crying over. Miss me with that. Let's see what Charlie said.
Juneteenth. It should not be a federal holiday, and I'm on my way to work. Have a good day. Okay, everybody, a lot of people are going to be saying Happy Juneteenth. It should not be a federal holiday, and I'm on my way to work. Okay, everybody.
Now, I don't know why he had to go live and say that. I mean, if you don't want to celebrate it, I remember when MLK, you know, when it became a holiday, I remember a lot of my Caucasian coworkers, what are we gonna do? I mean, why are we gonna be off? I mean, what are we gonna do? I said, well, do what you do when we take off for the 4th of July. I got sick of hearing that shit. I sure did. I sure did. Sometimes I can't hold my peace and I get in trouble. That's a downfall, guys. That's one of my faults. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It truly is. Okay, so what else did I have? Real quick, I want to say this real quick. Now, Glorilla just dropped. She made a song going at Young Thug and his girlfriend Mariah the Scientist. Now, this man apologized to this heifer. He apologized to her. She did not have to do that. I know what he said, but he gave her a heartfelt apology, put it in writing, and she still felt the need because she knew she could. He said, first of all, I'm sorry to you for my words, and I honestly don't think you're ugly at all. I was speaking from jail. The man was in jail under stress, just having a hard time with life. I don't like bashing girls and hardly ever did. I'm sorry to you, twin. So, she didn't say nothing, and she waits almost a week later or so, and then she decides to drop a song, which I'm not going to play, dissing him and calling him names and all of that, worst names that he ever called her. All he said was she was ugly. So I just think, I think she was wrong for that, okay? I think she was wrong. Now back to Charlie. I think folks get the definition of words wrong. Just because you don't agree, expose that isn't equivalent to hate. So we're gonna go back to Charlie Kirk. Charlie had some very, very his views. It fueled a lot of hate in a lot of people. Unfortunately, his speeches and stuff. Let me pull up something. Let me go to his channel. Let me see what I can find. Charlie Kirk destroys grifting Mexican victim. Demanding reparations. Let's see.
First of all, I just want to say I have a lot of respect for you, but obviously we just disagree on a few things. The main thing that I just want to talk about is the issue of immigration. And I personally, I don't think it's a bad thing for America. In fact, I do think that it's an amazing thing for America. But mostly the thing that I'm trying to hit on is like how many immigrants are being persecuted right now, including Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Before you respond, or before I even say anything, I just want to acknowledge the fact. I want to acknowledge the fact that we are right now on stolen land, and that we are on indigenous land, and that we are on original Mexican land right now. And for a lot of you guys that are Latinos for Trump, Personally, me, I am a second-generation Mexican Guatemalan, and I am blessed to have been born in America. Although I do not think that Mexicans for Trump should stand for the Latinos in this country. Okay, now I get in.
Now, oh, wait. So I just want to make. I love this stolen land argument.
Okay.
If we stole the land and you're mad about it,
I'm not saying that it's not a better country right now. I'm just saying that right now, especially like the things that we're taught in school and in public education, we're taught about the Alamo and how it was this amazingly a patriotic act.
We were here first. Let me move on. Let me fast look. So this Candace woman, evidently her and they were good friends. Let me see what this man had to say.
We got breaking news. I just found out 30 seconds ago, Charlie Kirk has just been shot and killed at an event that he was doing at some small college in Utah.
This is Black Bigelow. Let me see. I don't know what he's going to say. First time hearing it.
Charlie Kirk dead at the age of 31. You know, I like Charlie Kirk, and I would watch some of his Facebook reels or his clips. And I swear to God, and we don't know as of right now who shot him. I have no idea. I'm guessing it was a tranny freak. That's what I'm guessing. Rainbow hair, transgender freakazoid. Some B16. And if I'm wrong, then I guess I'm wrong. I don't know. But what's more upsetting, other than the fact that a young American with his whole life ahead of him, he was only 31, was shot and killed, probably by a freak.
You know, the one good thing, we can all have our opinions. We can all dislike something. We can all dislike somebody. But when what makes it a problem is when you go out and you start trying to persecute someone, when you think you're God, and when you think you have the right to come out here and try to demand that someone be taken down, be removed, be canceled. It's when people think that they have the right to come out here and try to systematically destroy someone. That's nobody's place. That's the problem that I have with a lot of these people on YouTube and we're gonna in social media. That's the problem I have with people that think they can come out here and try and systematically destroy someone. That's the problem I have when they think they can come out here, and put people houses on pictures of their homes, rumble through their shit. Ooh, I got a video that I'm going to review tonight. I meant to do it last night, but I didn't have a chance to, so I'm going to do it tonight probably. I don't want to hear any more from Deuce Bigelow. He's getting on my nerves. I actually want to go to, I actually want to focus on Charlie's content. I want to hear what he had to say. I want to hear what he had to say because Democrat women want to die alone. Charlie Kirk built conservative brand. All right, let me see here. Let's go to some more of his videos. Let's see. Gay man saved by Christ. I don't want to hear nothing about that. He has a lot of content. He has a lot of content, guys.
security, election integrity, and to make the Trump tax cuts permanent.
Trump tax cuts permanent. He wanted the Trump.
Charlie Kirk has been shot and killed. Within minutes of Kirk being gunned down on stage at Utah Valley University, some on the political left and its online echo chambers.
Charlie Kirk says, let me see what this.
Given that it was struck down by the about.
You really have to wonder. In fact, if we would have said 3 weeks ago, Blake, if we would have said that Joy Reid and Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee and Ketanji Brown Jackson were affirmative action picks, we would have been called the racist. But now they're coming out and they're saying it for us. They're coming out and they're saying, I'm only here because of affirmative action. Yeah, we know. You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously. You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken somewhat seriously. Play cut 52.
Oh, there's Charlie Kirk going on what I would call an incredibly, I guess, disrespectful would be the least I could say. Racist would be what I would like to say. Rant about affirmative action, given that it was
I must admit that was racist.
struck down by the Supreme Court. Y'all already won, so I don't know why you're mad. But there we go. And specifically reacting to the fact that prominent Black leaders inside of the halls of power, Michelle Obama, former First Lady, Ketanji Brown Jackson, current Supreme Court Justice, have actually spoken out about how affirmative action helped them get into Ivy League schools and get them to where they are. But no, obviously Charlie Kirk proving.
Charlie said the cost of freedom will cause casualties. That was actually, the cost of freedom caused a lot of casualties for slaves back in the day. A lot of people were hung. Even after being freed, there was a lot of casualties. Dogs sicked on them, water hose sicked them. Yes, I can agree. Yes, there's been a lot of death, loss, and casualties. Entire cities, Black Wall Street's burned out. Oh, it's been horrific. I can agree with y'all on that, honey. Yes, that's why you don't need no crazy person running. Some people just need it. Folk need to watch what they say. Folks need to watch what they say. You need to watch what you say. Period. Members of North Carolina.
And students at NC State say they're heartbroken. Yeah, many of them credit him with shaping their views. CBS 17's Shabnam Dinesh is live at NC State with reaction from chapter members of Turning Point USA. That's a nonprofit conservative advocacy organization that Kirk co-founded.
Yeah, Rod, Angela, I'm at the university's Free Expression Tunnel where
slave owners in Africa, people would be, when they would have to serve out slaves for debt, or if they owed money to someone, or if they committed a crime or something, but they weren't enslaved permanently. It was totally different than what it was in America, honey. Don't play with me this morning. Don't play with me this morning. Don't play with me this morning. You're not gonna know. Let me see what this is talking about right here. Okay, let me go back to Kirk's channel. Where's like a lot of people. I mean, I'm sorry, I never knew who the man was. I never watched him. I wasn't watching stuff like this. Watching stuff like this can be this could depress you. Who wants to sit up and listen to somebody belittle folks all day long? Charlie Kirk, the NFL is black, just in time to ruin my week. What?
Folks, we're in a spiritual battle. Right now, all across the globe, our Christian brothers and sisters are being targeted because they stand firm in their faith in Jesus Christ. God's word calls us to remember them. We've got to stand with those heroes of the faith. In the powerful book, When Faith is Forbidden, Todd Nettleton and the Voice of the Martyrs bring you 40 gripping true stories of believers who said yes to Christ, even when it cost them everything: freedom, family, and even their lives. As a special gift to my listeners, you can get a free copy. Just head on over to vom.org/Charlie or click on the link below. Okay, everybody, welcome back. Email us, freedom@charliekirk.com, here at the bitcoin.com studio, and subscribe to the Charlie Kirk Show podcast page. That is the Charlie Kirk Show podcast page. Just a reminder, tomorrow we'll be on campus at Utah Valley University. It is the American Comeback Tour. We have thousands and thousands of tickets that have already been facilitated. And I think you guys should check it out right now, AmericanComebackTour.com. That is AmericanComebackTour.com. See, Blake is such a Packers fan. He said, what should we talk about? We'll talk about the Bears. I'm not talking about the Bears, okay? You see, I even put in my group chat. I said, the Bears are winning by 14 points. This is a very strange thing. I don't know how to handle it. Oh, but don't worry. I got back down to what I was used to awfully quickly, which is a tragic, embarrassing loss on national television. The Bears are who we thought they were.
Yeah, that's not what I want to hear either. I need to hear his points of views. Should women go to jail for having abortions? Oh my goodness.
I visit hundreds of campuses every year, and I see it everywhere. Kids are struggling to deal with their emotions, and it's taking a serious toll on their mental health. That's why I'm excited about Angel Studios' newest family film, Sketch. It's a fun, creative story about a...
I'm not calling him a bigot. I'm just saying that a lot of the things that he said I disagree with. Our views did not line up, period. He says that Juneteenth shouldn't be a holiday. He's going to work. I disagree with that. You know, anybody in their black right mind would, unless they've been brainwashed and can't be brought back from the other side.
Hi, Charlie. I hope you're doing well. My name is Hayden, and I think I can change your mind on an issue in 90 seconds or less. I'd like to respectfully challenge your view on the moral culpability of mothers and abortion. From what I understand, you view most post-abortive mothers as victims of the abortion industry rather than as murderers themselves. This view concerns me because victims don't need to repent and confess sin, but murderers do, and there's tremendous reason to believe the vast majority of mothers getting abortions are murderers. 91% of women who get abortions are age 20 or older, and 59% have previously given birth at least once. Less than 1% of abortion patients cite their husband, partner, or parents wanting them to have an abortion as their most important reason for having the abortion. A 2011 study of over 15,000 abortions found that 43% of abortion patients chose to view their ultrasound, and 98% of them still proceeded with the abortion. Even in Wisconsin, where there's a 24-hour waiting period, informed consent laws, and mandatory ultrasounds with verbal descriptions of the baby's heartbeat, development, and visible body parts, 89% of women at a Milwaukee clinic still chose to go through with the abortion.
So we have 139 people in here. Can you all please like the video? Just double tap the screen, okay? Just double tap the screen. I know we're on the YouTube streaming app and you're in and out, but please like the video. Not everyone that uses this app can get over 100 people, so I appreciate it.
With 93% reporting they were the dominant decision maker. All this information supports my view, but is largely unnecessary, since Romans 2 tells us that the law of God is...
So we have a young man questioning Charlie, debating Charlie about should women go to jail for having abortions. You know, abortion, that's a sensitive topic. I've never had an abortion, but I think abortion should be legal in every way, because sometimes, baby, I could tell you a story
on every human heart, including those of the women who willingly murdered their children by abortion. If this is not clear evidence that most mothers who procure abortions are guilty of the sin of murder, then what evidence, if any, could I provide to persuade you?
Okay, so just...
And that would be something that I disagree. Me and Dr. Umar probably disagree on. I think he's against abortions.
To be clear, maybe you should explain more to the audience of your view. You are an abolitionist, is that correct?
No,
okay.
Sir. So I believe that we shouldn't retroactively prosecute women, and abolitionists don't believe that either. But I believe
some do, but I'm glad to hear you say that.
Yeah, so I believe that we should pass a bill of equal protection that protects all human life equally from conception and doesn't give special murder rights to mothers.
I mean, at least can we agree that abortionists should first be prosecuted before anybody else? Can we agree on that?
I don't think that we should delay providing equal protection to preborn humans, and we would be delaying it.
Yeah, I mean, look,
we're
just not going to agree on this. I don't, regardless of all those stats.
Matt, I said that, no, I've never had an abortion. I haven't. Maybe I should have. That's a joke.
I don't think women are given informed consent when they get an abortion. I don't think they quite understand what they are doing in most cases. And I think it's also somewhat deeply destructive if we're trying to make the country more...
My thing is, a woman's body is her body. We can do whatever we want with our body. If we want to have an abortion, then that's on us. It's not for some man to tell us we can, and then you damn sure shouldn't try to prosecute a woman. My point is, if a woman wants... Now, I think having an abortion, I think that's murder.
More pro-life, like your opening argument being like, we want to go lock women up in jail because they got abortions, many of the time under pressure, being paid for by somebody else, so on and so forth.
Well, that's not true, is it?
So if you don't want to have an abortion, then get an adoption. Put the baby up for an adoption. Or that could probably come back to ruin your life too. You never know. You just never know how things are going to work out in life. So that's why I say maybe adoption should be legal. Abortion should be legal, because you might not want to put the baby up for adoption. Maybe you just want to go ahead and have an abortion. Some people do that.
Mentioned only 1% of women, according to a 2004 Guttmacher study, said that their parents, partner, or husband wanting them to have an abortion was the primary reason that they did it.
Okay, I'd have to look more into that. I mean, I guess in a perfect world, if a woman gets an abortion in Michigan, what do you think should happen to that person?
Yeah, so if a bill of equal protection has already passed and didn't give the mother special murder rights, then she is willingly breaking the law by murdering her child, and she should be prosecuted for murder.
Yeah, again, I don't share that view, and that's fine. I think that the abortionist is the one doing the murdering, and in some case, the woman knows what she's doing. In many other cases, she's not given informed consent. But also, this is a little bit of a superfluous argument, because we're in Michigan, where I think they just passed abortion into the Constitution, right? And so, I mean, at some point, this is like a hypothetical argument that is so far distant. Like, maybe let's talk about first, I don't know, repealing back some of the most aggressive pro-abortion policies in our country.
218 people, 7 likes. Please double tap the screen, like the video.
Right. Well, and just to be clear, your position does turn off like millions of people just from your opening salvo. That makes us seem like insanely unreasonable, as if we're like all of a sudden not going to lock up women many of the times who have no idea what they're doing. Invulnerable.
Now, I can't tell if Charlie thinks women should be locked up for having abortions or not, but that is crazy. No woman should be locked up for having no abortion.
Positions. Again, I actually, as a pro-lifer, have a heart for women that get abortions most of the time, because I think they've been lied to by an abortion industry, be told that's just a clump of cells and not a human being. Whereas, I'm not trying to criticize you, the way...
So they're saying that when people have an abortion, it's not a clump of cells, it's a human being. I mean, it is a baby, right? Not fully formed yet. But I still think a woman has a right to make her own decision. You know, sometimes it's better off in the long run. If you can't take care of the child, why bring it into the world? Then if you put it up for an adoption, what if they get what? I mean, you just never know. It's a tough, you know, some people have babies and then they get pregnant again and have an abortion with that baby and then have some more babies. You just never know. Women do what they want. Yes, they should. They should what? You're a clump of cells. It's life at the time of conception.
Your approach comes across is like, let's just say, charitably very cruel to a young woman, where she just hears, you know, she's...
All right, 336 people in the chat. Please like the video. This is good content, people. We're having a good discussion here.
Going to go to jail if she gets an abortion. Do you think that's going to make the country more pro-life?
We fell down. Just that quick.
So a quick follow-up on that. So I would agree that we can take the political realities.
You think women should go to jail? I feel the same about the Holocaust. We could have totally avoided being Shapiro. Oh my goodness. That's basically what you sound like. There's this amazing thing called contraception. We don't need irresponsible children having kids. I agree with that.
Into account when trying to form policy and laws. So if, for example, you're in a state and for like Oklahoma or Louisiana, where you have a pro-life majority, and you think to yourself...
You're absolutely right. I didn't know anything about him, but what I've learned thus far, he and I had totally different views on life, period. And we are having a discussion. You're in here talking, aren't you, Matt? So keep chatting. Trump better order some McDonald's. There's a thing called being responsible.
So, okay, we could pass a bill of equal protection, but if we do that, we might see a backlash in the next national election. That's a political calculation.
This dude, he's just really, he's talking a little too fast for me. I need something more. The argument for Trump.
What? Honor to be with you as always here in the Bitcoin.com studio. That is the Bitcoin.com studio. Much to cover this weekend. I hope you guys had a wonderful Labor Day weekend. You can email us as always, freedom@charliekirk.com.
One of them was a tragic shooting of an unhoused neighbor. So the Trump administration is saying that they're going to address the issue of unhoused residents by putting them in jails, in concentration camps. Are they going to address the issue of violence by withholding $800 million that have gone to the cities like Chicago for violence prevention programs?
Okay, so his first little statement was, hey, isn't violence a problem in Chicago? He can't even acknowledge that it is. He says, well, Trump is a dictator. He wants to normalize violence. No, you have been normalizing violence in Chicago. We have been putting up with violence in America's greatest cities, our once great cities, our biggest cities, in Chicago, in New York, in San Francisco, in Los Angeles. And President Donald Trump, he is now willing to bring in federal troops, to bring in the National Guard, the FBI, and put the D.C. model into Chicago. And to see how hard the Chicago political class is fighting a decrease in crime, This is a eye-opening experience, I hope, for a lot of Americans right now. The Democrat Party is the party of crime. Write that down. If you have a Democrat in your life, what is the argument that they're giving you?
My. He was far out there, wasn't he?
Against bringing in federal troops. You know what? The Democrats have normalized the idea that our cities are dangerous dumps and nothing.
If you're against threatening folks, you got to be fair and at least realize Umar is wrong for threatening folks. Okay, let me pause for a minute. Pause. Dr. Umar isn't. I didn't do this right. He's getting ready to go to Brazil. I didn't do that right. Oh my goodness. Dr. Umar Ifatunde, he's being threatened. You know, he has his views, like Charlie has his views. Dr. Umar has his views. He's a Pan-Africanist. And my whole thing when it comes to Dr. Umar, nobody's perfect. He's just a man. That's why I'm going to review that video Marianne put up the other day, talking about Dr. Umar. You know, and I really, I kind of feel, you know, I'm not, that lady, I know she doesn't understand YouTube. I know she doesn't understand, I know it. She thinks Dr. Umar bought a membership to her channel. Dr. Umar doesn't have a YouTube channel that he uses. No, honey. Do you know how many trolls there are that can put a picture of Dr. Umar as their picture for their channel and pretend to be Dr. Umar? Come on. But she doesn't understand that. She wants Dr. Umar to care about her and to try and whatever. She wants Dr. Umar to care about her, and he doesn't. He just wants you to keep his name out his mouth. Mary Ann, she did a video talking about she went to the police. The police told her the man ain't did nothing wrong. And I'm going to tell you something, but I'm going to do it tonight too. Just because you have a membership, you have a membership on your channel, honey, people will buy that membership. They will get your videos and review them for everyone to see. The one thing YouTube hasn't figured out yet is how to let us decide who we want to be members on our channel. There's people that are in my membership right now that I know don't support me, but I can't kick them out. YouTube doesn't allow me to do that. Okay? So Dr. Umar's not running around here buying memberships to nobody's damn channel. He doesn't care about you people. You all care about him. Keep your name out of his mouth. Now, back to Charlie. Shit.
Thing can be done about it. Democrats, they like criminals because they feel sorry for them. You see, their entire worldview, their entire philosophical view is one that you are nothing more than a product of your environment. It's a very Marxist, materialistic, secular humanist way of thinking. It's that you do not have agency, you don't have the ability to rise above your circumstances. But you see, the guy that's shooting, you know, he's putting his gun sideways and he's shooting up a bunch of youths at 2 a.m. He's really a victim. He's a victim of white supremacy, of capitalism. He's a victim of the patriarchy. He's a victim of all the different structures around him, and we should feel sorry for the criminal. Of course, the left has no such empathy for victims, no such empathy for civilization, because at its core, the left is a decivilizational movement, and no better way to decivilize the United States of America than have widespread crime. Widespread crime is the easiest way to turn a first world nation into a third world nation. The entire Democrat Party project is how quickly can we turn America into a third world hell.
I will say this: Charlie had his talking points, and he sticks to them. So there's a lot of people. I have my points and the things that I believe in, and I'm going to stick to them. I will not yield. I will not be moved. But I don't see myself as someone very divisive, going out here trying to, you know, bring harm to people. Not saying that he did. I don't do that. I'm not out here telling people. Do you know there's people out here on Instagram and YouTube saying that people need to put hands and feet on Dr. Umar, on a black man, because of his views and the things he's doing for his people, the black people? People want him harmed. They want him harmed. That to me should be a federal law, a federal crime rather.
And you see this on full display. And this is why my advice to the president, both privately and publicly, my advice to the White House, both privately and publicly, as I'm talking to them, go
pointless. The left has pushed me so far right that I'm proud to be right. Really? Kirk said, unfortunately, gun violence is a piece of gun freedom. Yet he dies for the very thing he advocated for. Like I said, I do not feel bad for him.
All in on Chicago. This is a perfect step two.
Can y'all please like this video and subscribe to the channel?
To their credit, they proved it.
Can y'all please double tap your screen, like the video, and subscribe to my channel?
In step one. Here are the numbers. This is cut 281. I can't wait till I get back on campus because they're going to be so mad about this. Oh, really? In D.C.,
Charlie didn't go to college, but he loved going to college campuses and talking to the youth. People will get young people. Some people are very weak-minded, and they can be, I'm not going to say brainwashed, but they can be swayed to move a certain way. Some people are not strong enough to withstand the heat. What comes with when you believe in something, you're going to take some heat. Like, I believe in certain things right now, and I'm taking some heat. I'm getting talked about. I'm getting, people come over here and they say shit, and I'm being, women are being called bed wenches and B's and H's because of supporting Dr. Umar. And I can't wait to talk about that tonight because I'm so sick of women trying to say that Dr. Umar takes advantage of women. And I know I'm all over the place, but that's okay. It's my channel. Thank you for being here. Any woman that decides to give up her body to Dr. Umar knowingly and willingly, you cannot blame that man for that. I don't want to hear nothing about no woman being a victim because she's giving up her cookies to a man that loves women, period.
Are down 71%. 71%. Play cut 281.
Here's why Democrat cities are plagued by violence should consider getting on board. If you look here at Washington, D.C., at a 2-week period this year compared to last year, property crime is down 20%. But the biggest thing are all of the violent crimes, often including.
Or you believe in something wrong and are too stubborn to accept being wrong, but it goes either way. No, I'm not. Make no mistake about it. Now, I'm not getting cooked. They can't cook me, honey, because my comeback can be just as good. Okay? Because they're not, don't mean just because they're not right. I'm not one to sit up here and dox people all damn day long like I don't have good sense. I'm not one to sit up here and just, I don't hit my live button to tear down people. I discuss, I go over and do commentary on certain events, on things that's going on. I don't just pick a person randomly and decide to destroy them. That's not what I do. I never have and I never will. There's a difference. There's a difference over here. Okay? I don't do interviews on one person trying to destroy them. I don't go in someone's home taking pictures of their private property and posting it on YouTube. I don't do that. That's ignorant. That's ignorance at its finest. Okay?
Robbery, which is down 60%. Homicides are down 71% from last year over this exact same period of time. Assaults with a dangerous weapon down 10%. Yet, if you listen to Democrats, they don't care about those statistics.
No. It's my great friend Charlie Hurt, who I was able to host Fox and Friends Weekend over the summer with him, and I'm going to do it again this fall. The only thing I would add, Charlie Hurt, is no, they do care. They're actually pro-criminal. It's a much different thing. The idea of law abiding bothers them because the law itself bothers them. The Democrat Party thinks the law are extensions of a white supremacist construct. They think they're extensions of a failed Western civilizational ambition. They look at this through the lens of de-civilization. Law is a threat to their philosophical core. That is why this is such a good topic.
Please double tap your screen, like the video. Everyone over here is welcome. You can express yourself. Don't be rude, okay? So go ahead and like the video. You're welcome to leave your comments and share your thoughts, okay?
This is such a good fight for President Trump. You prove it in D.C., and then you go one city at a time and prove that urban crime is a choice. If you live in a
who's demonizing a man? We're listening to his content. Are you saying that his content was demonizing? No. I'm not demonizing anyone, honey. I would never. You got the wrong channel. Now, there's some people out there doing that. I will say that. There are some people out there that don't give a damn.
Your city, and you worry about crime, it's because your leaders want there to be crime. Period. End of story. That's it. Crime is not some sort of intractable problem. Crime is not some sort of riddle. Crime is not the human genome. Crime is not us trying to figure out to break through the fourth law of physics or try to come up with something new. No, crime is actually super simple. Lock people up for a long period of time and have a lot of police and don't tolerate it. Lock people up for the small crimes and they won't do the big crimes. It is working in D.C. Play cut 286.
They say more than 1,300 arrests made so far. That includes a dozen known gang members, one part of Tren de Aragua, who's the subject of a murder for hire probe. Another's a minor taken into custody for intent to deal fentanyl. Plus 5 missing children rescued, all that since August 7th.
And murders are down significantly. You see, the Democrat Party, this is why
my thing is, I just never understood how people could vote for Trump a second time after what he did in his first term. That lets me know that some people are just really weird.
This issue, my advice to President Trump is go all in on this.
But that's my opinion. People can support who they want. But there's just no way that I could have supported a man who started an entire insurrection, people.
For the rest of your presidency. Because this issue exposes the unpatriotic, decivilizational, lawless core of what the Democrat Party is. It exposes the Democrat Party being a anti-Western American
So, John, you think it's okay that we had an insurrection? That makes you ignorant.
Parasitic contagion. Because the Democrats have to oppose everything Donald Trump does. We've made fun of that. We've done plenty of humor. You know, Donald Trump says, I cure cancer, they'll be pro-cancer. We've talked about that. So Donald Trump says, I'm now bringing down crime, and they have to find some sort of way to verbally contort, to do some sort of strange rhetorical calisthenics to try to convince you that this is bad. That no, actually crime going down is white supremacy, or it's the...
I told y'all, if y'all want to comment, you're welcome to comment, but don't put nothing in here crazy. Okay, don't put nothing in here crazy. We all have a right to our beliefs and our thoughts. I believe that we need a holiday for Juneteenth. Charlie did not. He preferred to work on that day.
Nationalization of our cities. Well, the nationalization of our cities is better than what we've been living through.
I'm Elmer Heinrich at 91.
All right, so that's enough on that. What he was talking about there. Let me see, what's this?
Let me ask you, can anyone become a woman?
I mean...
Guys, please.
Yes, I mean... It doesn't have anything to do with me. So.
Now, you see, me and Charlie agree on this. If you're born a woman, you're a woman, and nobody, you cannot be born a man and become a woman. Now, I'm gonna ride with him on that one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, listen, if a biological man came next to you in your dormitory or locker
Travis, Juneteenth is a wonderful thing.
Room, would you be okay with that?
If they came next to me.
And started changing next to you.
Sure. What does that have to do with me? I mean, if that person felt more comfortable because they identified as a woman, then I wouldn't mind. But if I identified as a man, then maybe if they were hostile towards me, then I would care. But if it was someone that identified as a woman...
You know, someone recently said, I don't know what comedian it was, talking about the Kardashian women. It said it took, what was the Kardashians' father's name? Is it Bruce Jenner? He became an entire one. I mean, he's still a man. But that is the weirdest thing to me.
And they weren't hostile towards me? No, I wouldn't mind.
Wow.
You feel differently? I'm sure.
Let me ask you, can anyone become a woman?
Well, that's
So the children should be deported as soon as they're born.
Yes, with their parents, absolutely.
You don't think that we should give them? We shouldn't encourage them to become productive members of
No.
American society?
No.
Do you believe in the American dream?
Yes, of course, for American citizens, not for every person around the planet.
I agree. Regardless of national origin, the children of immigrants will become U.S. citizens.
It's not just the children of immigrants. It's not just that. The children of visitors become U.S. citizens. A pregnant woman can leave China who's 8 months pregnant, get a 90-day visitor visa, and then her baby becomes a U.S. citizen.
But if you were born on the soil, you have an inherent birthright to the benefits of American citizenship. And when you
that's a huge mistake that devalues the meaning of what it is to be a citizen. Everybody here has a unique story of what your parents did for allow you to live in this country. That's called a social compact. But if all of a sudden you can gain entry and cut in line, it dilutes the sacrifices primarily of the greatest generation from World War II that allowed us to live here, and it is an insult to them to say that we can live in a free society.
So the children should be deported as soon as they're...
Why y'all mad because I'm listening to, when you want to know about someone, you go and you research and you listen to the things they discussed and what they stood for.
You're a teacher. Yes. What is a woman?
Woman is a social construct that we've agreed upon.
So I want to thank you for proving a great point.
What?
You are why we should eliminate the Department of Education. Thank you very much.
Are you married?
Yes, with 2 beautiful children.
Wow, good for you.
I could tell you're not married.
Yeah.
You're so scared to debate me.
Actually, I'm not scared.
Then debate me anytime.
Honestly, I'm good. I just debated the governor of this state. I don't need to debate you, Parker, okay?
You keep interrupting me. Every time I try to actually explain my point and have a reasonable conversation with you, you cut me off.
You're an English major. Yeah. I'm going to give you another chance. Yeah. What's your favorite Jane Austen novel?
Harry Potter?
Good morning, Michelle James. Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for stopping by my chat. We got up to over 400 people at one point. I appreciate it. I know people are just popping in and out, but please double tap the screen, like the video. We were just listening to some things that Charlie Kirk, since he lost his life, I was not a follower of him. I had not even heard of the man. So I've been, I wanted to see what caused someone to get so angry. What was he doing, or what was his views that would make someone unalive a 31-year-old man with a wife and 2 young children?
My shirt, everybody, my shirt says Charlie Kirk. Clearly you're offended.
Actually, I'm not. I find it hilarious. In fact, I'm so important that you have to make a shirt with my name on it. It's FBI statistics. It's well known.
FBI statistics? Where can you show me that at? 70% of offenders were African American.
I know you're obviously very anti.
Oh my.
And then as the guy said shooting or shooters or something like that, you just hear the gunshot and I'm sorry. You just see his neck just open up and there's just so much blood that just came out.
She's recalling the moment that he lost his life. Like I say, there is a person of interest. There is a person of interest. Some skinny man with a t-shirt on with a American flag on it. I don't know how this man was able to jump off a building and not get caught and still be free. That's something else. Charlie Kirk's controversial debate.
I have to ask, what laws are you talking about? Can you be specific?
I'm sorry, I'm very nervous, but this is what you do. This is what you do. You take people and you put them under the spotlight, and you.
Well, hold on. I didn't ask you to come up here. You voluntarily came to the front of the line. You didn't have to do that.
You're purposely antagonizing people on campus, asking people to come up by spreading your weird agenda.
Hold on.
I'm more like a free speech liberal than
you create a company that's like close to being a fascist, and then
okay. Well, how am I?
Sorry.
Let's go through this.
Shay, they won't take my guns. I promise you that. and more than half of America has the same view as me. Who's saying they're going to take your guns? Who's saying? My thing is, I don't have a problem with people having guns, but not everyone needs a gun. And there needs to be certain rules and regulations before someone gets a gun, because we see what can happen when somebody that don't have good sense gets a gun. But see, some people just want everybody to have a gun. They don't want no one to have a back check or a background check or anything. Yeah, people do need a weapon. Speaking of that, we're going to go back to Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar darn well needs to have a bag that he carries with protection in it, because people like to go through his personal items. They like to tell people to put hands and feet on him. They like to threaten him and try to get other people to harm him. So yes, everyone does need to have the right to carry a weapon if need be, after they have passed very rigorous background checks, because not everyone needs to carry a weapon. But Dr. Umar definitely needs his protection. He needs 24-hour security, because there are some crazy people out here that want this man to fail. But the more and more they try to make him fail, he keeps getting booked. He keeps on skyrocketing and moving. Okay, there's nothing you guys can do. And I love it. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. To you, all of you people that love to do the videos on him and have your marathon interviews and your marathon live 7 and 8 hours talking about one person. I come on here and I give you a good hour or a little bit more. I'm not obsessed and psychotic like some people. But thank you all for stopping by. Everyone, I know a lot of you came in here to discuss Charlie Kirk. We did that. No one deserves to lose their life. Charlie Kirk didn't believe in anything that I believed in, other than maybe a few things. Maybe there might have been one or two things that we could agree on, like someone becoming a woman. Nah, we can agree on that. Mm-mm. But he said black women do not have brain processing power to be taken seriously. Now that was a direct shot to black women. Okay. Some of you like to say that wasn't actually said, but it came out of his mouth. Did it not? What I got? A few more minutes? Let me see here. I got a few more minutes. I have a few more minutes.
Like close to being a fascist, and then like,
okay. Well, how am I? Sorry. Let's go through this. How am I a fascist?
Dude, like you.
Can you name one thing I believe that's fascist?
You believe that like you on.
Don't let him think. But I'm such a bad fascist. I let the people who disagree in open mic to talk to me for 2 hours uninterrupted.
Okay,
I'm an awful fascist.
You're not murdering a baby. It's not a baby.
Okay. Well, let's play this out. What is it then?
It is an embryo, which is not a baby.
Well. Okay. So it's a fertilized embryo.
Correct. Which is not a baby.
So at what point does it become a baby?
When it is born.
Oh.
I don't believe that. I don't believe anything is
external.
That does not make yours. Yeah, your opinion is like
Here's the thing. At some point, somebody's truth has to win. Because guess what? Your truth doesn't matter. You've said some very nasty things about me online. So the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you.
He definitely had his. Let's see here.
Images in the search for Kirk's killer.
This comes more than 24 hours after his assassination, and the suspect remains at large.
Authorities also sharing more details about the aftermath of the shooting.
You see the suspect after dropping off the building. He moved around across this grassy area.
Tonight, the latest from Utah's Public Safety Commissioner Bo Mason, releasing security camera footage of the suspect coming down off the roof, climbing down the side of a building after they believe shooting Charlie Kirk.
So here's the still photographs I mentioned. These have been enhanced.
And then releasing enhanced freeze frames from on-campus security video showing that suspect with a triangular image on his baseball cap, a long-sleeve black T-shirt with an American flag and eagle symbol, and a backpack. Investigators asking for the public's help in capturing this suspect, also shown the morning of the shooting on foot in a neighborhood near the campus in video obtained by TMZ. we cannot do our job without the public's help right now. The public has answered our call for action.
All right, guys, I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me. Yes, I do. Everyone has a right to their opinion and their views. Not everyone needs to have the ability to be able to obtain a gun. Okay? And people running around saying that Dr. Umar needs hand and feet put on him, that's crazy. You're asking for someone to go out and harm a black leader. Dr. Umar is a black leader. Okay? He's the most requested scholar of our time. Okay? You guys need to know that. And Charlie Kirk's killer is still on the loose. They have not found him. The man literally jumped off of the roof and got away. How that's possible, I don't know. Make sure you like this video. I appreciate it. Everyone has a small spark of the creator within them. I considered often empathy, but was told that was weak, woke behavior. Remember, snitches get stitches. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. This was another awesome live. We had over 400 people in here at one time. Have a great day. I'm still a struggle streamer. Okay?